Hello everyone, my name is Hannah, and today we are doing my June wrap-up and July TBR. I've created this monster, so now I must deal with her. You're doing too much, and that's all I'm gonna say. Okay. So if you watched my May wrap-up and June TBR video, you will know that I had a pretty intimidating TBR that I was supposed to finish in June. I'm gonna be honest, I only read 5 books in June, and I believe only 2 of them were from the Gumball Machine of Destiny. The other 3 were choices that I had previously made, but let's go through them. So as I stated in my May wrap-up June TBR, I did finish Lightbringer early on this month. I gave it 3.5 stars. It wasn't my favorite of the whole series, but it was definitely up there. I need the next one so bad. It's not even funny, and there's still no release date. There's no updates on it, so I finally joined the fandom officially, and now I just sit here and struggle. And if you don't already know, I actually got a Howler tattoo because I fell in love with this series, so I guess we're all just doomed to continue suffering forever. So one of the selections I had from the Gumball Machine of Destiny is Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter. I think this was the author last name, which was P. I picked this one out to kind of change up on topics and genres and just kind of give me something light and fresh and cute, and that's exactly what this was. This was the highest rated book of June. I gave it 4 stars. I thought it was just so cute, and the banter was adorable, and just I've seen a lot of people say that this is absolutely like a 6-star book for them, and I am not a huge contemporary reader kind of person, but this was absolutely an adorable book, and I loved the character Wes. I thought he was just a great character. I did get frustrated a couple times with the main character. It's just, there were just things she would do that I was like, girl, why? But other than that, I gave it 4 stars, most rated book of the month. Thought it was very cute. Next is another one that came out of the Gumball Machine of Destiny, and it was a stressor, and I can't believe I actually did it, but I read Priory of the Orange Tree, and I actually gave it 3.5 stars also. The reason why it kind of, I don't want to say it rated low, but it could have been higher, is I felt like, first off, this is a huge book. I mean, we already knew that. We established that this is a massive book. Thing is, I feel like it was so much build up, and it was exciting, and I loved it, but the climax was very just disappointing to me. It was like all this buildup and all the characters had finally met and all things were kind of like aligning, and you could tell things were going to happen, this was going to be great, and then I feel like the climax happened within like 10 pages and then it was done. Still 3.5 stars. I still really enjoyed it. I actually read this one fairly quickly. I actually finished it in 3 days. That's super impressive. So, proud of myself, I finished it. Next, we have A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. I gave this 3.5 stars also. That seems to be the very popular rating for the books that I got in June. This was not a Gumball Machine of Destiny choice. This was one from a friend where I had to read it because I made her read Akatar. It's a whole thing. I didn't mind this one so much. It was nice to have a switch up into something that was mystery thriller, kind of like that, and it's YA, so obviously there are not going to be too many heavy themes, but I predicted this one, actually, which I like to think that I'm fairly good at figuring out plot twists and stuff like this. So I gave it 3.5 stars, because then I read the next one, which is Good Girl Bad Blood. I don't own it physically, and I actually borrowed it from Libby, so I don't own any copy of this book. I don't know if I will buy any copies of the books even as a trophy. I am going to continue the series. I'm just waiting on Libby to give it to me. I gave Good Girl Bad Blood actually 3 stars. This one wasn't so predictable for me. I actually did not really see the ending coming at all, which I really enjoyed. The problem was the ending irked me, and I'm not going to say any spoilers here because I'm not going to do that. If you guys want to know, maybe I'll get into that deeper in another time. You're doing too much, and that's all I'm going to say. And those were the 5 books that I read in June. Not a very good month for me. I do feel a little better since Priory of the Orange Tree, I would like to think, counts as like 2 books, but it doesn't, count that way. But now we are choosing what I am reading in July, so we are going to the Gumball Machine of Destiny. I don't have any pre-selected books for July at all, and I would really appreciate it, praying to the Gumball Machine of Destiny gods, that they take it easy on me. I would really appreciate like 4 capsules max. That gives me 4 books I would have to read, and then a little bit of wiggle room if I do decide to read something else. So I'm scared. The Gumball Machine of Destiny doesn't really like me, but I've created this monster, so now I must deal with her. Let's go roll. Okay, the lighting is terrible and the angle is not the greatest, but that's what we're going for. Have mercy on me. Oh God, why is she stuck? Oh God, okay. We got 5. Okay, we can handle that. We can handle 5, we'll deal with 5. So we have 5, 2 reds, 1 yellow, 1 green, and pink. So red is going to be a random number on my shelf where I have to count that down, so we will do those in a moment. And then we have yellow, which is book title, pink, which is page number, and green, which is prompt. I'm actually okay with these. Let's do book title first. The Fake Mate by Laura Ferguson. I think that's a werewolf romance. Not 100% sure. Not sure how I feel about that because I really didn't like the nanny book. Next, let's open green, which is prompt. We have a blue book. Oh, okay. That's a good one. There's quite a few choices for that one. I'm not mad about that one. And then we have pages. This isn't an exact number. This is going to be a range. So I'm just hoping for a bigger range. Ooh, you're not going to be able to see it. It's a freebie. I forgot that I put those in there. So that means I get to pick any book that I want. Let's go pick those 3 books and then I will do the countdown down my shelf. Okay, so I grabbed The Fake Mate. I'm going with Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor for blue. I know it looks kind of purplish blue here, but it's blue. And then to mix it up a little bit, we're doing a reread, but I want to reread the None Shall Sleep series, so I'm counting this one and the second and third one. We're going to do the whole series. Let's open those capsules and see how many we're counting. You tell me first. 112. Okay. 54. Okay. 112, 54. Not bad.
2 hours later.
54. My special edition of Assistant to the Villain, which means that's another whole series I'm going to be reading. Okay, let's do a wrap up. That was interesting, but let's go through them. So first off, from the yellow capsule, we got The Fake Mate by Laura Ferguson. Still got a sticker on it. From the green capsule, which was prompt, the prompt was a blue book, and I chose Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor. And the pink was actually a freebie. It wasn't actually pages, and I chose None Shall Sleep by Ellie Marney, which is a reread, and I already said that I was going to reread this whole series, so now I feel like I've bitten off a lot, but it's fine. So the next 2 capsules were the red capsules. One of them was 54, and I ended up getting Fear the Flames by Olivia Rose Darling. I've read this one, but since I own the second one, technically it's a series, I have to read both of them. And then the next one was 112, and I got the special edition of Assistant to the Villain. I'm not going to read that one physically, but I will read, this one. But since it's a series and I own them, I'm reading all 3 of them. So that's a lot more books than I expected. I make this hard on myself on purpose. I know that I do it to myself. Can only blame myself, so it's fine. So in the end, that leaves us with 10 books to read. It'll be fine. I'll be fine. I'll figure it out. I'm not too worried about any of them. Most of them are rereads, which makes me really comfortable because I already know what they're about and how I feel about them. So I think realistically, I can breeze through them pretty quickly, fingers crossed. That is it for this video. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you guys in the next one.